fine, let them read the whole report. What's wrong with that? But what we are doing, we are giving the spoon feeding. That's a big mistake of teachers. All higher education trend is like that. Always provide opportunities to the students to self-learning. Just make them to learn. Don't feed them. If you feed them, tomorrow you will not be there to help them. If you make him to learn self in that particular course, certainly the child or the learner will be learned throughout his life without anybody's help. That's what education is. That's what education is. And even you get the projects also, thesis and projects. Lots of projects will be going on different issues of education. Lots of thesis will be there on teacher education, on the learning concept, methodologies. You will get freely. Shodhganga is the best website. You get totally free theses on all the areas of teacher education. So we can make use of that actually. And Google videos are the best videos for learning theories. If you want to teach any theory, better use those videos. And we have discussions also on different stalwart educationists. Bruner's videos you get, and different John Lewis videos you get. And these are all the best resources for learning. So we can make use of that, and conference discourses like that, whatever conferences we have, make a video of that and add it to your website. So that anybody in the world, any corner, let them have it. Is it not sharing? That's what knowledge is all about. Okay? That can be done. And micro teaching skills is another important feature. Nowadays we are all having mobile phones. It's very hardly to get who is not having mobile phone. And India is the second most country in the world to use mobile. We are second. First is America, second is India, and naturally students will get mobile phones and make use of them. Where we can use, we talk about micro teaching. It's a big task in teacher education. If micro teaching is successful, it means you can produce the good teachers. So that's the thing, that's the weightage we have given to the micro teaching. And why can't we record their lessons? Why can't we record their lessons and circulate among them so that they can evaluate themselves? And friends' videos will be evaluated by other group. What happens, actually, we have done that actually, I'll come to that. We have done this work. So micro teaching skills can be done that you can record and make a repositories. For example, 100 students are there means record the 100 micro teaching lessons and upload to your website. Let anybody verify it, let anybody learn from anybody. It's a good move. And mobile phones, as I told, use your free SMSs. Freesms.com is there nowadays, which doesn't charge anything. Give them information, give them important guidance, whatever they need through those websites. SMS.com, waytosms.com, and WhatsApp, which is very rampant now. Everybody asks, do you have WhatsApp? Do you use WhatsApp? Yes. Use it in the teaching learning process. It can be used for personal purpose, no doubt about that. But why can't we use it in teaching learning process? Can be done. Hike.com is also important.com where you can send your PowerPoint presentations, books, PDF files, everything. But in WhatsApp only, videos can be sent and photographs can be sent, not the files. But Hike, which is Indian company which has created it, and let's make use of it. And Telegram is also one of the software which has been developed by Indians. Let's use them for useful purpose. Then Facebook and Twitter. We use Facebook for only personal things. But instead of that, we have another opportunity to use it for professional as well. And I am purely using it for professional, very interestingly. So we can have the groups, the students group, the teachers group you can have, and whatever information you get, just have it on the Facebook. The important events of NCT or any regulations or changes has happened, any new rule will come, you can add it, or any information regarding the conferences or seminars, that we can have to Facebooks. If any one member can have means, it can be circulated very easily to others. And Twitter also, you can use for giving extra guidance or extra tips to the students. And SlideShare and free shares are the free PowerPoint softwares where you can get all the contents in relation to the PowerPoints. That can be done actually, and believe me, I have developed whatever I taught, whatever PowerPoint presentation I have prepared, I added over there actually, and till today almost 30,000 people have downloaded it. You believe it or not? Even I am shocked really, because it shows the statistics. Most of them are from US, many of them from Pakistan. I feel very happy when Pakistan people download my PowerPoint presentation, because I am teaching them. I am helping them in gaining the knowledge. Why can't we do that? Certainly, whatever PowerPoints we can have, just upload it. And most of the time we say that Indian people are good downloaders. We always download. Whatever information we want, just download it from the Google. Why can't we upload? Why can't we upload? Just we know how to get it. Try to add something to the Google. Try to add something to the internet so that somebody from the world download my information. Somebody from the world just have a look my information. Let them criticize, no issues at all. So we should do that. This is the right time that all the teacher educators should have this attitude now. Whatever we prepare in the classroom, whatever I prepare the notes, ideas, try to upload it to the Google. Let criticize come from any corner of the world, so that we can provide some opportunity to think somebody. It may be right or wrong. Let provide the opportunities, so that can be done really. And you tell your students that these are the slide shares and free shares. They get the information, ready-made materials from that actually. If you want guidance and counseling, you will get number of PowerPoint presentations. If you want micro teaching, you get information. Everything is available in that. Don't make our students to depend heavily on only textbooks, not reference books. Our students hardly refer any reference book. They don't want to read the original material. They want to have the textbooks. Textbooks means which has been prepared based on the syllabus. You get the meaning, definition, nature, characteristics, advantages. It's a textbook, it's not a reference book. So syllabus, that kind of orientation we should give to the students, and we have radio programs now. All the states are trying their level best to give radio programs to the primary and secondary level. Hopefully it will be continued for higher education also in the coming year, and similarly the television programs. Our students will know number of channels, but they don't know the educational channels. You ask them how many education channels we have. They don't know. They know ETV, Hindi, ETV Marathi. It's a private channel actually. They don't know educational TV. NCERT is producing a lot of programs, and tomorrow teacher education system can have a blend of that actually. And tomorrow we have, their time may come, so that we have to produce teachers who can develop television lessons, who can develop radio lessons. The days are not too far. Tomorrow government may say that we are investing a lot of money on television and radios, so hence it's a duty of a teacher to prepare their own lessons. The day may come. So hence it is very important to have what kind of programs are broadcasting and telecasting in radio and television, and eGyanKosh is a good repository. You will have free information on that. E-content repository is IGNOU. IGNOU, you can have a complete material of B.Ed course, free of cost. Give the opportunity to the students to have it. Instead of getting the books, instead of getting those textbooks, this material is very useful because that has been prepared by a group of good scholars. A well-reputed institution is IGNOU, we know that. It is #1 institution in India. So hence we should have that, and NCERT, NCT, UGC, DSCIT websites they should know. Our student teachers, they don't know the website of UGC, they don't know the website of DSCIT, NCT, they don't know NCT, it's very difficult. They learn in the classroom, but they don't know what is there in the website. So it's very essential to give some kind of activities to them, and hopefully in future we have a virtual classrooms. Not like this. Teacher is somewhere and students are somewhere, but still teaching learning process will be going on. Learning in a virtual form. It looks like real, but not real. Hopefully we may produce such kind of teachers and students also, and whiteboards and smart boards are very rampant now. So with the blackboard skill, we have to train our students to learn the skills of using whiteboards and smart boards as well. This is very important now. And for next generation, what happened is MOOC are very massive now actually. Very rampant. It has become a trend of higher education now. What are these actually? They are the the emerging methodology of online teaching. We talk about online teaching now. If you want to see how online teaching will be there, just go for any one of the MOOC. What is MOOC? It is massive open online courses. The term massive refers to any number of students can enroll. Any number of students from any point of time, from any corner of the world. Huge number, massive. And openness, the content is open for all. If anybody is having just internet, they can have these courses. And courses are freely available. You believe me, how to teach, they are giving a course of 1 month. How to teach, how to learn, how to develop leadership qualities, how to maintain the classrooms, how to develop the communication skills. That's what we teach at BA level. If they are freely available in the internet, why can't we make our students to learn through massive open online courses? Or why can't we give some opportunities? Give an assignment that go to any course and learn it, write a report. The entire thing can be given, and believe me, it has developed based on the philosophy of connectivism. Connecting the content with learner. Connecting the teacher with learner. And hopefully in future, we may have courses like MOOC. And almost now the open educational resources are developed by online open universities. You go to any open university, they are developing this. And hopefully tomorrow we may have courses like MOOC. And the freely available things, the MOOC providers are US is giving Coursera, edX, Udacity. They are the basis, platforms as I can say. And Ireland is giving Horizon, Germany is giving the iVersity, Australia Open to Study, Japan School, Future Learn, OpenCourseWare. So like that, lots of platforms are there. If you just go to any one of it, you will get what is MOOC, what is online learning. Very simple. And India has also worked on Commonwealth of Learning. Commonwealth of Learning in collaboration with that Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur it seems. Kharagpur has developed some courses. And hopefully UGC may or NCT may also ask in future that prepare one of the MOOC program from your institution. We should be ready for that. And at least we can have what MOOC is all about. And we have online journals, freely available online journals. And for writing assignments, it is always essential to refer journals also as well. With the book, provides an opportunity for the students to refer some of the journals, and for writing their reports, for writing small dissertations. This is very useful. And the last one, doaj.org, Directory of Open Access Journals. That directory will give you 600 online educational journals free. No college can give. Freely available journals. And lakhs together articles are there. On almost all things. Almost all things. And very pity thing is, India is not contributed even a single journal in